Place your left hand on the keyboard in the F 5-finger position and play back and forth from F to C like this. You try it. Place your right hand on the
I need some coffee.
Piano Tutor is an interdisciplinary project that brings together art and technology to create an effective system for teaching piano to beginning students. It is a collaboration between performing musicians with extensive experience in piano teaching and experts in computer science and instructional design. The concept originated when Dr. Marta Sanchez and Dr. Annabelle Joseph, music professors at Carnegie Mellon University, asked, what would happen if state-of-the-art technology were used to enhance piano teaching?
Annabelle and I feel that learning to play the piano at any age should be a joyful and rewarding experience. However, in the beginning stage, much of the joy that should accompany the discovery of music dissipates during practice time. In the course of this unsupervised practice, students do not receive any feedback regarding their performance. They may not be aware that they are playing wrong notes, they are playing wrong rhythms, or that they have forgotten the instructor's comment from their last lesson. This can slow down the learning process and be a source of frustration to both teachers and students. Therefore, the intent of Piano Tutor is not to replace the benefits of the piano teacher, but to capture the basic essences of the student-teacher relationship when the student is away from the studio.
Piano Tutor has been designed to emulate the teaching process that Marta and I use for evaluating a student's performance, for giving feedback regarding progress, for determining and remediating errors, and for deciding what criteria need to be met before the student moves to the next level of progress. A video disc provides the student with the visual model of the body position at the keyboard and presents solutions to the technical demands to playing the instrument. In addition, we have incorporated in the Piano Tutor the theoretical information and practical exercises. The time limitations prevent many piano teachers from addressing thoroughly in the lesson.
The system also allows the students to record and play back their performances, to perform their pieces with an accompaniment, and to manipulate a sound spectrum not available in a traditional piano. The research which underlies Piano Tutor's complex student performance analysis procedures originated with the work of Dr. Roger Dannenberg in polyphonic score following.
Thanks. Real-time interaction with the Piano Tutor is based on polyphonic score following software, which matches a student's performance against a stored model of a correct performance. The fact that we have robust real-time score following buys us a lot. One result of score following is a list of errors made by the student. In most cases, these errors are passed to higher-level non-real-time analysis software. Score following also allows us to turn pages automatically for the student, avoiding many of the problems of bitmap display resolution.
With real-time accompaniment, the performer can slow down, speed up, play wrong notes, hesitate and begin at a new point in the piece, and even add extra notes not in the written score. The accompaniment position and tempo are continuously updated to follow the performer in real time. An expert system receives information from the score following process and uses it to generate a response to the student.
Watch here. You have a tendency to rush.
To analyze lessons, the piano tutor must decide which student errors are most significant. The system can substitute higher-level errors for low-level ones. For example, if the student starts out in the wrong octave, the lower-level analysis says there is a pitch error, but the piano tutor will substitute the more specific octave error and select a specific remedial presentation for the student.
You are playing in the wrong octave.
Score following, analysis, and remediation combine to create an instructional dialogue with the student.
Fifths and fourths. Watch as I demonstrate. If you place your left hand in the F five-finger position and play from F to C, you will be playing the interval of a fifth. If you keep your hand in that position and play G to C, you will be playing the interval of a fourth. You try it.
Initially, the piano tutor encourages students to correct errors on their own.
Are you sure you played the right note?
If the same error is repeated, the piano tutor identifies and helps the student correct the problem.
Careful, you missed that note again. Let's concentrate on the highlighted phrase. Do you know what this note is? Listen to your performance. This is how it should sound. That was right. Now try it once again. Now you have it. Let's play the whole piece.
Discriminating between specific error types and miscellaneous slips of the finger or other less appropriate errors is the continuing challenge for piano tutors' diagnostic rules.
That was very good.
All interaction takes place in the context of specific lessons. This simplifies the problem of intelligent interaction, but it requires that the piano tutor move from one lesson to the next automatically, at the appropriate time, depending on the needs of the student. Here we see that the piano tutor has selected two possible next lessons.
Lesson selection is based on a student's progress through the curriculum, and skills are the fundamental unit of analysis in assessing student progress. So in other words, our student model is created from the idea that the student is the sum of the skills he or she has mastered. A student may take a given lesson when the prerequisites for the lesson have been completed. This dynamic lesson selection allows the piano tutor to provide an individually tailored path through the curriculum for each student.
Here we see an illustration of the lesson selection process. When the student passes a lesson, the objective skills are marked as learned. These in turn enable new lessons to be taught. Lesson selection is important because it enables the piano tutor to be implemented as a large set of relatively simple modules. Skills as lesson prerequisites establish an important context in which student-computer interaction can be designed and implemented. Another advantage of this approach is that an offline analysis of the entire curriculum is possible using graph theory. For example, it can be determined that a lesson's prerequisites can never be obtained. Much of the curriculum design can be tested before lessons are implemented. In addition to performance-oriented lessons, there are also lessons to teach music notation and music theory.
Theory lessons are implemented using an object-oriented graphic system built on top of FrameKit, a frame-based knowledge representation system that we use throughout the piano tutor. The graphics package, called Frame Graphics, lets us rapidly program various exercises for students to demonstrate their knowledge of music theory.
Piano Tutor is planned to help beginning piano students reach a level of technical proficiency and expressive interpretation equivalent to approximately 1.5 years of instruction. It is scheduled to be ready for initial student testing by June of 1990.